So let's talk about how you build a business case for blockchain. So first of all, you need to decide what role you are playing. Are you the marketplace owner or the network owner? Are you somebody who is bringing valuable data to a network and want to be rewarded for it? Or are you somebody who is providing services to the network, including buying that data for new innovative applications? Or you may even find yourself playing more than one of those roles. Now, let's start at the beginning. The first thing that this marketplace needs to do is to seize the data, to seize the marketplace in your target market segments. Those first early volumes of data are critical as you need to achieve a network effect and you need to get to the tipping point where you become the dominant marketplace in your sector. You cannot have two marketplaces doing the same thing in the same market segment, perhaps bounded by regulation. In this first phase, this foundational phase of the model, this is going to be quite possibly absorbing cash. The way that you can become cash flow positive is to build up the network effects as quickly as possible. So to focus your attention on a minimum viable ecosystem where you can quickly get both sides in a peer-to-peer transaction on the same marketplace. This will enable you to quickly maximize your fee income for providing this network service to the data providers, and will give you the opportunity to cover your costs of the service providers to become cash flow positive as soon as possible. Now, why would the data providers wish to play? Well, first of all, there will be operational improvement. You will eliminate ecosystem reconciliation by having a common view of the truth. You will gain benefits through increased provenance and visibility, and you can automate shared processes through smart contracts. Now, in order to get those initial volumes, you may need to give extra incentives as the marketplace owner to those initial providers of data, particularly if they have gravitational pull and bring many members of their supply chain with them into the marketplace. You may wish to drive extra incentives through perhaps a revenue share for the first year or two, waiving fees, for example, maybe even giving equity in the business to those early founding members so they can have a foot in more than one camp. In fact, you may even end up having a foot in all three camps. Once you have that data, that trusted data at the level of a marketplace, which is governed by many people, it is governed by the owners of the data, not by the marketplace owner. We do not have an intermediary in a blockchain world. We have a democratic and decentralized world where you control and monetize your data. As a data provider, you now can sit back and let innovators step in, new service providers step in, build new innovative apps, and they will have to request access to your data, and they will have to pay you for it. And as the marketplace owner, rather like Apple App Store, you get to take a percentage of those new revenues for these new innovative apps as a fee. And of course, if you have a foot in all three camps, you can benefit 3 times over. If you wish to differentiate, there is nothing stopping you combining this trusted, shared, to a certain extent, data, shared in terms of permissions and who has access to it, data at the level of the market with your own private differentiating data to create your own private value propositions, which you may well provide as a service to the network. So you then are playing in role 2 and role 3. Now, what comes next? Well, we're then going to move into a marketplace of marketplaces or networks of networks. Well, this data will be shared all over the place. So your marketplace has the ability to share your data as a service to any other marketplace or any other application anywhere in the world that wishes to consume that service, any other data buyers. This is likely to be driven at a microtransaction level, and it may well need to be funded by a token and driven by a token, particularly in terms of how we're going to fund the network-to-network integration and interoperation, these bridges between these islands. But certainly, it seems to me that one of the key drivers for innovation, adoption, will be the use of utility tokens to drive behavior, both in terms of consuming services and providing services on the network. You can use tokens to bootstrap the initial take-up of the marketplace services through an airdrop. You can use tokens to drive consumption of services, and you can use tokens as a stake, for example, as being required by service providers to provide services on the marketplace. So herein lies the overall business case for blockchain. And you need to decide which of these three roles you wish to play, which marketplaces you wish to play in, and which new business models you wish to build. This is the new world we're moving into.